Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome to another installment of the What's in the Watch Roll series. These are some of my favourite videos to make because they usually involve me going on a trip of some kind, and today's trip is the most special trip of all, I think. I checked Google Maps, I'm not going very far, 15.6 kilometres to be precise, and I'm only staying for 5 nights, but I've got a feeling that this is going to be a life-changing experience. It's an experience I've been looking forward to for many years, but for one reason or another I haven't quite been able to have yet. I think about 15 years if I'm being honest. But today is not a day for looking backwards, it's very much a day for looking forwards, and I'm taking 4 very special watches with me on this very special trip. I'm not going to tell you quite where I'm going or what I'm doing. I'll leave you to figure that out. It shouldn't be too hard, and if you haven't worked it out, I'll tell you at the end. There's a clue on the t-shirt as well. Let's flip the camera and get on with it. Alright, if you've watched one of the half a dozen or so What's in the Watch Roll episodes that I've made up till this point, you generally know the format. I take a watch roll with me with 3 plus 1 on the wrist. The one on the wrist you possibly saw glinting away in the introduction of the video today. It is my Omega Seamaster Aquaterra. Now you know I'm going somewhere special if this is my starter for 10. It doesn't often accompany me on big trips. What a stunning watch. So this was the watch that my wife gave to me when we got engaged. I met my wife back in 2015, we got engaged in 2017, we got married in 2018, so we're coming up to our 4th anniversary soon. This is coming up to its 5th anniversary therefore, because it's a 2017 model. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a 38.5mm. Now, I have worn it. There are numerous scratches, which I am very proud of actually, and I did brush out the mid links, or rather I got the mid links of this bracelet brushed out. It was a bit too blingy for me. It's still a blingy watch, but it is just an amazing watch. One of these pieces that when you catch it at the right angle, that glass vanishes and the whole dial just comes alive. It really is a little bit special. And this 38.5mm size is such a sweet spot for me personally. It wears beautifully. I love this kind of Gada style of watch, genuinely capable of going anywhere and doing anything, especially this one, which is by far the most expensive Gada that I've got. Doesn't look out of place at the opera, the theatre, or at the beach on the weekend, whatever you want to do with it. A gorgeous watch, and one that I know I will have forever. Talking of gorgeous watches that I know I'm going to have forever, you know it's serious when the big boys are coming out today. The top drawer is being emptied. It's my Breitling Navitimer 01. Now this is a 2015 model, but it looks absolutely immaculate because I have kept it absolutely immaculate. It's a bit of a special occasion watch for me. My dad bought me this one for my 40th birthday. Well, I say bought, he was a long time Navitimer wearer and he lost his, claimed on the insurance, got a brand new one, gave it to me and bought himself a used sample as a replacement. Thank you, Dad. A true act of love and one that I will not forget. This watch is beautiful. This one's at the other end of my personal sizing spectrum at a 43. It's just on the upper edges of what I'm comfortable with, but it looks so spectacular on wrist. Classic style. I know Breitling updated these recently and removed the wings. Why, Breitling? Why did you remove the wings from some of your Navitimer ranges? This one, just a stunning, stunning watch. They've been making Navis since the mid-1950s, and they would be crazy to change this one too much because it is such a classic. Now, when I got it, it came on a black leather band with a deployant. I have changed that for a kind of brown. I like the kind of black and brown look with a buckle and tang. I actually just bought another strap for this one to give it a refresh. Cost me a small fortune. There's another video in there somewhere, but this watch is worth it. It's an occasional wear piece for me, but I just adore it. Watch number 3 in the roll today, another really important family piece. Perhaps you can see a theme emerging here. This is my grandfather's cami. Now, it makes an annual appearance on the channel in my State of the Collection video, and every year I say, oh, I need to get this one serviced. This year, I really mean it, I do need to get this one serviced. I've even got the number of a good watchmaker in Sydney City Centre. I'm going to take it to over the next couple of months and just give it a little tweak. My grandfather died in the late 1980s. It was passed passed on to his wife, my grandmother. She died in 2007 and my dad whipped it for me. It's been in my collection and my possession since then. I gave the glass a poly watching a couple of years ago, but I have no intention of cleaning it up beyond that. Put a new leather band on it. Lovely little piece, looks great on wrist too. 34mm, perhaps a little smaller than the Navitimer, perhaps a little small by today's standards, but when people comment on watches beneath 40mm, oh it's a girl's watch, it's a lady's watch, it's a boy's watch, I gently remind them that if not their father, certainly their grandfather wore a 34mm, and they probably shouldn't forget that. More people should wear 34mm watches today, I reckon. And if you thought that was small, check out this little tiddler. This is a Casio W10. This is the first watch that I can remember owning and wearing as a child, and I just adored the thing. This is where my personal obsession with Casio watches began. This unfortunately is not the Casio W10 I had as a child, but I bought it from a Spanish Casio specialist dealer on eBay maybe about 3 years ago, and it hasn't left the house since. Again, it's a watch that appears annually in the State of the Collection video but doesn't really get worn. I thought, what better opportunity than to finally take this one out of the house than this rather special trip that I'm going on. Now there actually is a legitimate argument that this is a boy's watch. It certainly was when I had it in the 1980s. I believe this model launched in about 1984, so I'd have been 9 or 10 years of age when I had mine, and I just loved it. Loved pressing the buttons, loved making the beeps, loved the different colours on the dial, the blue, the red and the yellow. I'm very much a child of the 80s, I can't help that. I wouldn't change it for the world, and I love digital watches as a consequence. So a slightly unusual collection today, 4 watches that don't normally get a lot of wrist time, or at least don't normally get a lot of time out of the house, but 4 watches that are very special and 4 watches that I have a real connection to in one way or another. But why are they coming with me? So, have you worked it out yet? Where am I going and what's happening? 4 very special watches accompanying me. The watch that my wife gave me when she became my fiancée, the watch that my dad gave me, my granddad's watch, and the watch that I remember wearing when I was a little boy. Clue on the t-shirt as well. If you are watching this video on Saturday night, Australia time, it's because I've just become a dad. I'm off to the hospital where my wife is due to give birth to our first child, a wee boy, John Wood Jr. Now his due date was the 21st, Monday the 21st, but apparently he's a bit of a whopper and has a giant head. No idea where he got that from. So my wife is having an elective cesarean on Saturday morning the 19th. Now it's been a busy and life-changing month for me, February already. I submitted my PhD thesis last week. It was actually due on the 18th, but I thought, give yourself at least a week to enjoy the transition in your life, Jody. So I submitted that one on Friday the 11th. And I have been madly trying to pre-record videos in the interim so I can stay in the hospital with my wife for 5 days and not just be completely stressed when I get back and have to churn out videos for the weekend. If you think I've aged over the last 5 years, you wait to see the nick of me come 2027. It's going to be a trip. But it's going to be amazing. I've been looking forward to this moment for many years, like I said, and I can't wait. If you head over to my Instagram, I've been off Instagram for the last couple of months while I finish PhD. There might be a picture or two there of me wearing one of these 4 watches, grinning like a maniac with John Wood Jr. in the hospital. So it may not be the longest trip in the world, it may not be the furthest trip in the world, but it is undoubtedly one of the most important journeys that I will ever make. Thank you for watching this video. You can leave me any fathering parenthood advice in the comments section. It's going to be amazing, it's going to be hellish, it's going to be everything that I've ever thought it would be and a whole bunch besides, I am sure. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all soon.